Great morning, everybody. Hey, this is Bishop Joyce walking the Word of God with you. 1 Kings 17:14 tells us that God told the widow woman to feed the prophet, and he specifically told her that your flour barrel would never run out and your oil would never run empty. And so until the Lord return and send rain. That is so powerful this morning, and that just really gives us hope in these very trying times that we are really facing. And so God tells us, you may not have enough, but you would never run out. You would never have enough. You may not have enough, but you would never run out, because your flour barrel would never run empty and your oil would never run dry. And so because God says to you, go ahead and do like I told you to do, so you would never ever run out of anything. And so you don't have to worry about all these things that may be happening to you. So you can always have enough. You will never run dry about anything. And so all these things that you may face, and so your barrel may seem empty, but every time you dip in there, it's going to always be enough. Every time you go back, you're going to always have enough. And so when you dip your hands in some stuff, when you go back and you think that your account is running dry, God's going to replenish that account. When you think that you don't have enough, God's going to fill that cabinet back. When you think that you don't have enough for everything, God says it's not going to never run dry. And so you don't have to worry about anything. God says he's going to make sure that you're going to run. You're not never going to run out of anything when you have God on the scene, until God says, I'm going to send more rain. And rain just particular means in here that he's going to pour out many blessings into you. And so don't be concerned about all this drought that we may be having right now in our lives. It may be a drought right now that you may not have a job, but guess what? God says, because I say, go ahead and do some things in your life. God says that I'm going to make sure that you're not going to never have without. You're not going to be less without anything. You're not going to be looking for anything. You don't have to saying that you're not going to be broken and all these things. God says that you're going to have enough, so that flour barrel would never ever be dry, and that oil would never run out. It's going to always be replenished. And so when God tells you to move, when God says do something, God says, I'm going to be the one who's going to replenish everything. And so don't worry about when things getting so low and you saying, oh my God, what I'm going to do? No, God says, you do like I tell you, and that barrel would never run dry, and that oil is going to continue to flow. And so when you thinking that I don't have enough to do this, and my job is going to be over, and I don't even have a job, God says, you just keep your eyes on me. And the word says in that very end of that passage, it says, until God sends rain. And so God is going to have to continue to feed you. He's going to have to make sure that you're fed. He's going to make sure those bills are being paid. He's going to make sure that those kids are taken care of. He's going to make sure everything is going to be taken care of, because he says, I'm going to do it until I'll send the rain. And so God has said, until I send more blessings, he's going to be more to taking care of you. So God bless everybody on today. Hey, this is Bishop Joyce walking in the Word of God. God bless.